Have you ever been terrified thinking everything around you might be destroyed? One evening, after a long day of teaching, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side of the lake." The disciples, tired but trusting, followed him into the boat, thinking it would be a peaceful journey. At first, the water was calm, reflecting the last light of the setting sun. Birds flew low over the lake and everything seemed quiet. But soon, the clouds gathered quickly, dark and heavy, and the wind began to pick up. The disciples looked at each other nervously. Without warning, a furious storm struck. Waves crashed into the boat, slamming the disciples and tossing baskets into the water. The wind roared and rain pelted down like arrows. The boat rocked violently. The disciples were terrified. Some clung to the sides, others tried desperately to bail out water. Peter shouted over the storm, "Lord, don't you care that we are about to drown?" John yelled, "Jesus, wake up!" Jesus, however, was asleep on a cushion at the back of the boat. The disciples shook him, desperate. "Teacher, don't you care?" they cried. Jesus rose and stood tall, looking at the raging storm with calm authority. His voice rang out over the thunder and wind, "Peace, be still." Immediately, everything changed. The wind stopped, the waves became still, and the lake was calm as if nothing had ever happened. A warm golden light shone around Jesus. The disciples looked around astonished, their mouths open. Jesus turned to them and asked, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples trembled, awe filling their hearts. They whispered to each other, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" The storm had obeyed his word. What had moments ago seemed unstoppable and terrifying was now perfectly calm. The disciples realized that Jesus was not only their teacher, but the Son of God, whose power even nature obeyed. Narrator reflection. Sometimes life feels like that storm. Waves of fear, sadness, and worry crash over us. We may feel out of control and panic can take over, but Jesus is always with us. Just as he calmed the sea that night, he can bring peace to our hearts. Trust him, and no storm is too strong.